Christopher Nolan's Interstellar first teaser is, in my opinion, one of the greatest teasers ever cut for a movie. Before talking about the Odyssey trailer, I need to talk about that teaser first. Because, while giving us a glimpse into the world of Interstellar, Nolan somehow managed to give a heroic elevation not just to his protagonist, but to humanity itself. Every sentence in that teaser feels like a reminder of humanity's true potential. An optimistic belief that one day we might return to striving for something greater, instead of drowning in internet brain rot and endlessly fighting wars, both international and internal, just to unknowingly serve the agendas of politicians. I genuinely can't wrap my head around how Nolan created something that emotionally powerful. Despite Dunkirk, Tenet, and Oppenheimer, Interstellar still remains the last Christopher Nolan film that truly moved me emotionally and held my attention from beginning to end. Up until Interstellar, Nolan's films usually left me inspired, making me want to immediately revisit them and relive both the emotional and intellectual highs of the story. But after Interstellar, something shifted for me. I walked out of Dunkirk impressed by the craft, but emotionally distant from the characters. With Tenet, Nolan's obsession with mechanics and structure often buried the emotional stakes beneath layers of exposition and conceptual complexity. And while Oppenheimer had flashes of brilliance, incredible dialogue, powerful performances, and a few unforgettable scenes, the overall experience left me emotionally exhausted rather than emotionally moved. That's what makes Interstellar stand apart for me. I've rewatched the first act of that film countless times, Cooper driving away from home to save humanity while leaving his children behind. That conflict between ambition, duty, exploration, and love genuinely broke my heart. Beneath all the science and spectacle was a deeply human story about the pain of sacrifice. Post-Interstellar, that emotional connection feels like the one major ingredient missing from Nolan's films. The Odyssey trailer, for example, had almost no emotional impact on me. And when I started looking for patterns, I realized something interesting. The Nolan films co-written with Jonathan Nolan often land their emotional beats far more effectively. Think about The Prestige. Beneath the mystery and obsession lies a tragic story about the destruction of human relationships. The Dark Knight isn't remembered just because of chaos and spectacle, but because of the moral sacrifices its characters are forced to make. And Interstellar works because, beneath all its scientific ambition, it's ultimately about love, separation, and the fear of losing time with the people who matter most. By comparison, films like Tenet often feel more fascinated with systems and concepts than with the emotional interior lives of the characters experiencing them. Now, I don't know whether Jonathan Nolan's absence is truly the main reason, or whether Christopher Nolan's growing attraction toward real-life stories and increasingly ambitious sci-fi concepts has slowly pushed emotional intimacy into the background. But for me, the difference is noticeable. I'll say it again, I honestly don't think Christopher Nolan is naturally suited for real-life biographical storytelling. His greatest strength has never been realism. It's been his ability to take massive ideas and ground them in deeply personal, emotional experiences. I really hope that his greatest accomplishments are not behind him, and that he quickly finds a story that engages audiences as emotionally as his films once did.
So smash that subscribe button.